R-E-8-T. This is great. Man, it's unbelievable how many emojis.
One and all. Friends and critics. Come on, you know who you are. Join me for the Brian Brawdy Show. Tired of being bulldozed by their BS? Well, there's some good news. You were born for the bumpy ride. So let's mortal up. Bring your own bowl and go kick in some doors.
Good morning and welcome. If you're watching live, good morning. It's most certain that is. We have a realist. Hey, do you still, and I think we talked about this the other day, do you still called the gong heard around the world? We don't do that anymore, but I really couldn't have set up the new cool things to do today. It's, as I've talked to Wayne about before, this show writes itself. Right? 5999. 810-412-5999. Don't forget. Thank you very much, Wayne. Don't forget that standard phone things and texts and let me just say this. The phone company's going to try to milk you for calling in, just so you know. It's not a toll-free number, but give us a call. And most certainly, all the people that are looking to pick a fight on Facebook, all the people, and I'll get into that in a minute, but you're welcome to call as well. You just have to call and say hi and be nice. You want to call and be the triggered that you are, but please feel free. I'm missing. We've got the low-lights making head like a familiarization. Is that how the word goes? Familiarization crew as we're working this, as we're working this all out. All right, so how about we get right into this morning? Let's just go ahead, Wayne, and Q2.
Wait a minute. Huh? No. I really want to know. What am I missing?
All right. Here's where we are. And let me just spit it out. So there's this big thing going on, and I may have mentioned it. Mara Gay, in any event, she was a New York Times editorial board person. She was on camera with Brian Williams, and he had spent X number of millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and for every voter in America, I could use $1 million. What could you use? So it was like an impromptu publishers clearinghouse, right, where you start to daydream. They're a little challenged when it comes to math because it meant that every voter got like $1.50. Not the million from PTSD from when his helicopter took fire and was shot down or forced down, I guess, right? It's got to be tough. Enemy fire, bring it down. A make-believe would love to make right? $1 million. That's a lot of money. I'd love to have $1 million. But alas, it was $1.53, I think. I'll make sure I bring an abacus with me. I'll make sure I bring a calculator, right? So but Miss Gay decides to go on Twitter and accuse us people have been subject to a lot worse. So I did a little thing where I'm starting a campaign to misogynist bomb. What am I missing? Right? Just because you're a person of the globe, of planet Earth. Who is this my piece? My own question. What am I missing? I don't understand why we have to buy into the lunacy of everyone going, a new camp, right? I'm going to be like a televangelist. Oh, please send all of your dollars. I'm going to come out with a new campaign that's throw shade at people and call them a racist or call them a sexist or a misogynist, whatever it is. I'm going to go after all the people that have, look, if after me because of my hair lip, and I'm just done. I'm disgusted by it. I'm just going to do everything I can. Is it Joaquin or what's his brother's name? I don't remember. In any event, the guy that played Joker, the guy that was in... not Vikings, right? Standing up for people that come out against people with hair lips. So I'm starting this, as I said, the hair lipist campaign. So if you have a hair lipist, right? So that's it. So just save it. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to stand up for people with physical, facial deformities like hair lips, and you, simply because you're a hair lipist. So there we go. That's my. What am I missing for today? And wait, let's go. Go ahead. We'll put the number up one more time. 810-412-5999. Especially, she could be listening. You don't know if Miss Gay is listening or Brian Williams. If you can get the sound of the helicopter rotary blades out of his head, please call in. Let me know. 810-412-5999. And then, I'm waiting to get to this. And I have to thank my good friend Wayne for obviously putting everything together back in the studio, but also for helping with the graphics.
Lowlifes making headlines.
Or as we like to call it around here, brains that make your blood boil.
Here's your brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine for today.
You know, it just dawned on me, maybe this is how we work the gong on Mug Pamphlet. And it may have gone out to Twitter and the piece, right? Because everyone said, well, you know, how is it that you can pick on someone with dementia? How is it you can pick on old guys with hair plugs? How is it that you can just, you know, blah, 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 right? The triggered and whatever their outrage du jour is. So what I thought we would do today is a little public service. Ultimately, we do have other human beings' best interest at heart. So Wayne, how about our graphic? So we can go over this together. We'll throw up our graphic this morning, and what it compares is the amount of dementia that I have, right, as opposed to, well, let's just put it this way. One guy whose face you may recognize is running for president. I'm not, thank goodness. But this was compiled, and let me get down, I can't even see where this, in any event, health.com, let's just say. But subtle short-term memory changes, I absolutely have those. You know what I mean? I said the other day that after having survived 5 brain surgeries, I've been reduced to the level of most political reporters and career politicians. So I know exactly what I'm talking about here. Number 2, difficulty finding the right, difficulty finding the right words. That's the word I'm looking for. Changes in mood. Yeah, I think you just ask Ashley, ask my wife, she'll say, yeah, changes in mood. That seems to be you. Apathy. Now, I don't have a lot of apathy, especially when it comes to people trying to hijack human wherewithal, right? So I don't know about the apathy thing. Maybe other people who are suffering from this do. Difficulty completing normal tasks. That's not too bad for me, as long as a normal task isn't like trying to remember where I left the car keys or my sunglasses. I ran around the other day for 20 minutes and my sunglasses were on my head, right? But so much of my head is numb from all the times they've cut into me. I didn't even know they were there. And finally, I walked past a mirror in the bathroom, and there's my sunglasses on my head. Well, which just give credence to why I say all the time, you can't spell Brian without the I in idiot. So everyone that's upset about me saying that a vice presidential candidate may have dementia, it only takes 2 on this list, if you see, may have dementia. You're a hair lipist, so why don't you just get over yourself? Well, let me see. Confusion is number 6. Difficulty following storylines. Depending on the story, I guess, right? Most of the trigger drool, I can't follow that, right? Which is why we wrote, what am I missing? So maybe I do have trouble following storylines. Being repetitive. What? Being repetitive. What? What does it say? Oh, number 9, being repetitive. Sorry, Wayne, I think we have an echo. All right, so we've done that bit. And struggling to adapt to change. I don't necessarily think I have that struggling to adapt to change thing, because I've had to change what it's like running around with, you know, a chunk of my brain gone. Oh, and I also want to make mention of the fact, thank you for everyone that's been calling in and talking about brain cancers. And my heart goes out to you, but no, please know that that mine wasn't cancerous. It was benign. It was a golf ball size, what they call a meningioma, in the lining of the brain. It just happened to, as it would, right? When you're a golf ball size, you grow into, right? If you're a hammer, you look at everything like a nail. When you're a golf ball, you go into a golf ball size. You just happen to melon scoop, ice cream scoop out a good portion of my cerebellum, which I think leads to my dementia. So in any event, there's the graphic. Wayne, thank you very much. And the graphic is, if you have only 2 of these, you got yourself dementia, right? If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, then it's a duck. So that's where we are today for the how to know if you or a loved one like me, right? The difference is I'm not running for president, right? I'm not running for president. I don't want, what is it, the nuclear football. I don't want the black box. I don't want a phone where world leaders from all of, you'd want me on the phone with a world leader? I don't think so. They barely let me use the phone as it is now. So here's ultimately what I wanted to say about that. And look, I'm having a little bit of fun, obviously, with a presidential candidate. And look, you got to love his wife, Jill Biden. Talk about someone that should be the director of Secret Service. These people, every time someone comes at him on stage, man, she is right up and in there. So I think that should be it. Look, if he wins, he should appoint her to be the head of his Secret Service team, right? I think that would be great. Now, just so you know, notwithstanding Whoopi Goldberg saying, "Oh, she's a great medical doctor. She has a PhD," but she has a PhD in being a badass in my mind. Every time somebody jumps up, she's right there to go. The real issue for me, I feel really horrible, most troubling, is the piling on someone. Struck me viscerally. As 4 Secret Service agents, former presidents, 0412-599, because they have a chauffeur. Or what? They're the ones that'll see dementia. That's all I'm saying. So that's one of the things that's with the hard hat. The guy with the hard hat, when he says, "Hey, look," obviously upset and he's moved, and the guy says, "Well, you work for me." This is what qualifies him for this morning's Low Life Making headlines, and why we brought this up and why petitions. Look. If he just misspoke, it was sad, right? But we're used to it now. 150 million killed by drug violence, gun violence, right? See, I'm misplacing words. Remember, last year I had to sign off for a little bit because I one day to end the show said, "But guy." So I feel for Joe, I really do. But you don't have the right to say to someone that will or will not vote for you. It doesn't matter. Where does a politician get off by saying, "Don't be a horse's ass. I don't work for you"? Well, yes, you do. You do work for us. And that's what I find all a psychiatrist or psychologist, that's your true colors. So then it's an unforgivable statement to have said to someone, "Hey, I don't think they work for you and I." They think they're above the law. They're the ones for calling for all these AR-14s or 16s. Again, see, mixing up my words. What is it called now? I was joking this morning. I am that university. Let me just say, take classes online. And then I thought over. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? Actually, quarantine ourselves. So your position. I'm missing segment, right? So that's going to work for the Jerry right around us. These because they're afraid about deep state stuff. I've never said, other than just right now, I've never said the word deep state. Truly believe. They truly believe. They don't work for you. We've just like given someone with for years. Oh, well, we fall for that? Oh, breaking news. That the president, whoever the president is, celebrated your 50th birthday half a dozen times, walking down 1,000. Oh, we could call Brian Williams. I'll bet you he can do the math for us. So just to wrap up that whole and go, well, because of coronavirus, to get up onto the stage, right? Maybe those big beanbag chairs, maybe the ales that lower you into the water, boom, 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 boom. They could do that. We don't need any more debates. When it was James Carville said the other day, let's wrap it down and make sure that when March Madness is here, nobody's allowed in the stadium. So watching the games, I'll bet you the games are still televised. I'll bet you the games for March Madness are still televised. We hope, right? Right? No coronavirus spread there. But this is it. This is our shot. All right. So there you have it. There's my take on people with dementia. I think 4, Wayne, if you would. It's time to tune out the herd. Because everything you've ever needed, you've always had. So bring your own bowl and let's go mortal up. All right, so here we are for today. I thought, because thank you for the people saying, oh, this is who. Sign up to nominate your Low Life Making headlines. You can sign up to nominate share with you a conversation I had where someone said, well, why does this hit you so viscerally? Why? You've never met someone that's 100 years old and they say, well, what's your secret to success? How have you lived to be this old? And they go, oh, well, I had 5. Who am I, George Burns? No, my days are numbered. But this strikes me viscerally. This hits me because of my children. Because of if I live, or John Adams, when they say, paraphrasing them, they say, look, you got a democracy if you can keep it. You have a republic if you can keep it. The people that win the Mortal Up Award award for today are the people that go, no, I'm not doing this for myself. Who knows how much longer I'll be? Because I don't want them to have to fight a war that should have been mine to fight right now, but I'm going to project it onto them. I'm going to sit around in my bean bag and just, I called someone a misogynist. I staged this whole thing where the aggressor had a MAGA hat on, or, well, no, look, which should be the new tagline for MSNBC. There's nothing to see here. And I'm sure Lawrence O'Donnell will disagree. There's nothing to see here. But the Mortal Up Award today, we shouldn't have it where our kids are busy, right? Just living their life. Then all of a sudden they have to fight the wars that are rhetoric. They have to fight today. And I'm just not going to let that happen. So the Mortal Up Award is for everyone that thinks not about themselves, but about their kids and their grandkid. I don't work for you. Don't be a horse's ass. What's the world going to be like when a politician goes, I'll take you out back of the gym? Politician says, how'd you like to do a push-up competition? Somebody in the crowd, please say yes. Some call girls, ring girls, sign girls that will walk around with the numbers like a mixed martial arts match, holding up. Next of are going to go outside. They can't afford to go outside because you will have proven in that moment that the emperor, what I've said, right? I have the right. So for all the hair lipists out there that are now going to slam me for this, at Connerton for having me on his show the other day. That was a lot of fun. I super appreciate it. And as always, thank you all for hanging out, doing this with me. We're trying every day to get better. Well, really, thank you for hanging out with us as we're doing so. All right, Wayne, let's go ahead and cue the close. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.